But let's stick with the debate for now. Joe Biden has admitted that he nearly fell asleep during that debate, and we all saw it, so that's no surprise. But he's now using jet lag as an excuse. Here's his press secretary being questioned about this.
You did get numerous questions yesterday about the president's debate performance. You didn't mention travel, the jet lag, the foreign trip. So I think you can understand why it was a little bit puzzling to hear the president mentioning that as his explanation for the first time last night. Can you clarify whether when you took the podium yesterday, did you not know that that was a major factor?
And I want to say that is my bad. That is part of definitely part of the explanation of what had occurred. I did know that. I did know that. I did know that. But we were so focused. I was so focused on the cold, and that's what I kind of leaned into and talked about.
My bad. Brad, what do you make of this? You're certainly not helping the fallout.
No, this is, frankly, gaslighting of the highest order. To try to claim, first they tried to blame Biden's disastrous debate performance on a cold that magically wasn't there the next day when he was at a campaign event. And now they're trying to blame jet lag for a trip that he got back from more than a week before the debate. And then he spent that week holed up doing debate prep that only started at 11 a.m. and he took a break for a nap every day in the afternoon. If he still has jet lag, all that while later, after all those naps and those 11 a.m. starts, that's not much of a defense or much of a case that he's up for the job of president, which is probably the most stressful job in the world. So to me, we are just seeing Democrats who are engaging in this gaslighting light their credibility on fire in real time. And it's honestly insulting. Americans aren't stupid. They're not going to have the wool pulled over their eyes this easily. We saw what we saw. It wasn't a cold. It wasn't jet lag. It was the abject state of a president in cognitive decline. And they need to reckon with that reality, not tell us that what we see isn't real.
And let's just recap how bad it was.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Brad, I want to get your take. Was that the key moment that he lost the debate or one of many?
Yeah, that was the most entertaining but also painful moment of the debate when Trump hit him with that one-liner and said, I don't know what he just said, and I don't think he does either, because I laughed out loud. Trump, love him or hate him, the dude is hilarious. But at first I was laughing, but then I found myself getting deeply depressed. I mean, this dude doesn't know what he just said. He starts rambling about how they beat Medicare. What, you beat a health insurance program for the elderly? What does that even mean? I mean, and this is the guy with the nuclear codes. I mean, how are we supposed to sleep at night knowing that? So at first I laughed out loud at that moment in the debate, but I've heard from many other people who were in rooms full of liberals, full of Democrats, and the rooms just went silent and got very uncomfortable very quickly. And I can understand why. It's tough to watch, and frankly, it's kind of scary to watch too.
It's absolutely scary to watch, and I shared a similar journey where there are moments where myself, along with other colleagues in the office, we were laughing out loud because we couldn't believe it. But then afterwards, there was a bit of rage, a bit of anger that this is the leader of the free world and it's not okay. And it's clearly a medical condition, so it's something we probably even shouldn't be laughing at anymore, and it's really sad. But despite the abysmal debate showing, there are still media outlets appearing to cover for Joe Biden. Look at this headline on The Guardian. It reads, Biden comes out swinging in his first speech after presidential debate with Trump. Are they serious, Brad? They can't be.
They are. Some of them are doubling down. Actually, a surprising number actually have called out the president. Even the New York Times has had several op-eds calling for Biden to drop out, and the editorial board even went so far as to say drop out. But we have seen media. The Associated Press just dropped another absurd article trying to say he was still sharp at 81. They are trying to defend him. They just must hate Trump that much that they're willing to just blatantly lie. They're willing to defend the indefensible. I don't know. As a journalist, I would never debase myself in such a manner just because I hate one politician or like another. I mean, ultimately, your credibility and your integrity is your tools of your trade. And if you light them on fire in service of one election or one politician, you're destroying your own career and your own credibility in the eyes of the public. But what's crazy to me is to try to use this debate, or rather this campaign event that he had the next day as, well, he did great then. He read a teleprompter at a brief speech at a campaign event, but he couldn't go a 90-minute debate with 2 breaks, mind you, without totally losing it and admitting that he almost fell asleep during it. That is not the defense or the get out of jail free card that these people seem to think it is. It's just not.